we're bringing them along with us because we want them to be leaders. We want them to feel like they have what it takes to be able to get this generation to the next one and the next one. Hi everybody, so today we're going to talk about something that is super interesting, exciting, and for me, something that's extremely important to leave behind to my family. And that's how to create a legacy, a generational wealth legacy for your family. So Bobby and I didn't even know what that meant until probably 3-4 years ago, something in that matter, when we went to Richard Branson's island and we were able to talk to him one-on-one. And he is a person that is so loving and genuine and loves his family. So he told us that he was working on 100-year legacy for his family. And we were like, what is that? So when he explained it to us, Bobby and I immediately went into this mode of like, wow, we need to do this. We think that this is going to be amazing to be able to say that we left this written legacy for our families. So Bobby and I immediately contacted our financial planner, and he did all of the connections and gave us all the resources. And remember what I said, Bobby and I did not know this. So we started it completely upside down. We didn't start it the correct way. So today, what I want to tell you or explain to you is how to do it the right way so that you don't have to make the mistakes that we did. So leaving a legacy behind is something that everybody would wish for. And I want to start off by telling you to look into two families, the Vanderbilts and the Rockefellers. They both created wealth at the same time, more or less the same amount of wealth. And the Vanderbilts today have $0 for their legacy, for their generations. And the Rockefellers, I believe, are in the 6th or 7th generation. And why? Because the Vanderbilts didn't do the structure that we're going to talk about, and the Rockefellers did. So look into it. I'm not the expert here, but I just want you to, get a little bit of more knowledge of what is doing it the right way, what's doing it the wrong way. And again, I am not a financial planner, an attorney, a CPA, an estate attorney, none of that. I'm just giving you and explaining to you how Bobby and I are doing it so that you can have a little bit more knowledge and be able to speak to your advisors on how to start this. And remember, you don't need to have a huge net worth. You could have $0 and start thinking already about creating your legacy, what you want your legacy to look like, what generational wealth you want to leave behind. So don't be afraid of this. Just start reading into it, get all the knowledge you can, and to speak to your advisors about it. So after that day, Bobby and I ran home, started doing investigation, and we called our financial planner and we said, hey, we want to create 100-year legacy with our net worth, with our legacy, everything. We want to leave this and pass it on to generations and generations and generations to come. So we want our great grandkids to say, Mama, Mimi and Papa created this. And who was Mimi and Papa? Bobby and Sofia. So we did our homework and we started off with hiring a legacy consultant. And for information, we use Legacy Capitals with an S on the capitals. They are amazing. I love them. They're amazing. Look into them if you want to. We've been working with them now for 3 years and they have done nothing but amazing stuff for our family. So when you are the legacy builder, which in this case, it's Bobby and Sophie, we then hire a legacy consultant. And why do we hire a legacy consultant? Is because they are the ones that are helping create this manual, this booklet that we want to do to leave behind for 100 years. And that's not easy because you have your opinions, you think you know what you're doing. So they have psychologists in their firms that talk to you, make you understand what you're doing, how you're doing it, what it means for the family dynamics. So we work with them, and our children are working with them as well, which we'll get to at the bottom here. But they bring the whole family together to create this beautiful book that you're gonna leave behind that's gonna be a manual to your net worth. With them, they need to have your whole entire resource team that I love to call my A+ team involved, because for many reasons. For example, FA is a financial advisor. They're the ones that hold all of your money, your finances. They're the ones that advise you on investments, on strategies for your money to be able to go on for as long as you are intending to. They're the ones that are going to preserve your wealth. You have your CPA, which you need because in order for these investments that your financial advisor is going to recommend, we need to have a tax strategy to all of these. And we got to make sure that they make sense, that we're taking all the benefits that taxes provide for you, with all the gains that you're going to make with all the investments that your financial planner is going to make, advise to you. Then you have the EA, which is your estate attorney. Your estate planning attorney is the one that's going to know in what structures you need to leave all of these investments, all these tax implications for you and for your family. So they're going to make sure that your trust, what kind of trust, your wills, the way that you file them, all those things, they're going to give you all the right advice, and they're going to work with your other resources because it is all a ripple effect. Then you have your REA, which is your real estate attorney. In this case, Bobby and I, our majority net worth comes from real estate. So the real estate attorneys know how to own the properties, how to make sure that your LLCs or S Corps or whatever corps that you have are going to be filed the proper way, with the structure, with operating agreements, all of the things that you need to know that needs to be happened to your investments. And again, he's going to go to all of these resources to be on the same page so that it all gets collectively done properly. Then you have your business attorney. The business attorney for Bobby and I is the one that handles businesses that we go into, like VC businesses or partnerships that we do, the lending businesses, anything that is not with the real estate. They are the ones that do all the operating agreements, making sure that they're filed properly. And again, they need to all communicate together. And the legacy consultant is the director. That's the one that's gonna make sure that all of these resources are understanding what we want to leave behind for our legacy. So this team here is so important in order to be able to create that empire that Bobby and I want to leave behind, that is going to give directions, is going to give them rules, regulations, and making our generations to come be able to enjoy this empire that Bobby and I have created. So after you have built this, then comes in the very important part, is the next generation. The next generation at this point for Bobby and I is our kids that are already adults, and one of our kids already have kids. So now we have two generations in our empire. So the generations need to be involved in all of this, because once, God forbid, Bobby and I are gone, Generation one, which is our children, need to take on that torch. If they're not familiar with all of this that's going on here, how are they going to be able to get that torch and be successful and preserve and prosper with everything that Bobby and I have done? So we have brought in our next gen, which is our kids already, and they already have a say-so on this booklet that we're writing for 100 years. And it's very important, everybody. I know a lot of wealthy individuals that do not explain this to their children. They don't want their children to know how much money they have, what their net worth is, because they're afraid that their children are just going to take advantage of it and just go out there and live life as free or take advantage of what that parent has built. In our case, Bobby and I, we have decided to be extremely open with our children and brought them in to let them know what we have, what we've created, and what our wishes are to be for the next, I hope, 100 next generations to come, that we're able to leave this legacy growing, compounding, and being prosper with all of it that Bobby and I have put such hard work into. So our kids right now are being a big part of this, and they are participating, because we don't want to be that parent that is, yes, yeah, we did it, we're the ones. No, we're bringing them along with us because we want them to be leaders. We want them to feel like they have what it takes to be able to get this generation to the next one, and the next one to be to the next one. So be very open with your children. And just because you're open doesn't mean that you need to give them everything. So I always like to say, it's not what you say, it's how you do it and what you show. So our kids, we've been very blessed that they are very participant in this structure that we have going on. And I really hope, Bobby and I hope, that more than 100 years goes on and that our family name is still around and saying, hey, Mimi and Papa created this empire, and because of their booklet and their manual that we have been able to be successful and be awesome leaders, philanthropists, everything that they've done, and they're showing us that we've been able to create as well. So I hope that this video really inspires you on being able to create your own generational wealth legacy behind, and that you look into your resources so that they could help you create yours. So if you like this video, please like it, give us a comment, share it with anybody you think that will help. And stay tuned, because I will be bringing you more information about real estate, about generational legacy, women empowerment, and so much more.